Welcome. Love Them Knives channel. Last I checked, and Sitivien knives. Sitivien knives. Okay, you find these on Amazon, and if you find them elsewhere, maybe on AliExpress, and I don't know where else. I don't know of any of the retailers that have picked them up yet. Kind of like Petrified Fish used to be, but now White Mountain carries them, and God only knows who going forward. But and then Kubi used to not be carried by some of the retailers either, and of course they've gone forward since then. So Sitivien, I don't know. I mean, I'm here to just go over some of them with you and kind of just introduce you to them in case you've missed my last couple of videos, and or if you don't give a crap, then that's fine too. But they are a budget alternative to like Ganzo knives and that kind of thing. I mean, they're way less expensive than Sen cut knives, which are also sold exclusively on Amazon, but they're in the $42 range. These are like $27, $26 until you get to the exotic. Here with a VG10 core and that wood, whatever it's called. We'll get to that here in a little bit. It's kind of a relative to the rosewood tree. It's tropical wood. So, but they make, if you look on Amazon, you look at the Sitivien stuff, you'll see your share of these in the Damascus with the wooden scales. And if that's something you like, and of course this is ebony with Damascus as well, small. So they make them small, they make them big, they're all with bearings that I know of, except I think this one here, I think is washers. Best I can tell because of the drop, see? But the rest of them are all like this, So I know they're on bearings. And I've taken some apart before, by the way, as well. They have various and sundry designs, and none of these look like a dead-on copy of anything. So as far as like just counterfeiting, cloning, it doesn't look like that's what they're doing here. These look to me like original designs. I'm trying to be very careful with my wording because I don't know for sure. But from what I can tell, they're original designs. And I've had them tested in the past because it says D2. And I'm going, I don't know, 26 bucks, 27 bucks, that's D2, bearings, all that, really? So, yeah, I've had them tested. Let me pull that information. You can look at my batch 41 video, and I'll put the link down below, okay? And so when you get to Sitivien, we did the 101 and the 102, and I think I've tested others. See, Petrified Fish is in here too. Oh, I remember that little sucker in M390. Okay, so yes, and yes, they were real D2. And by the way, I mean, before we delve deeper, yes, this is a kind of a picture of, this is the 102, if you remember, such great hits as the 102. And it says yes under that thumb right there, Sitivien, and then that kind of gives you the, and of course the actual PMI or XRF analyzer says yes, it's D2 on that one, and then here's the other one, the 101, and the other one was the 102, right? Okay, so here's the 101, and of course then next picture is more readable for the, yeah, and of course D2, but you can tell chromium, 12% chromium, this, etc. So yes, I mean, I just want to kind of clarify that in case somebody wants to come out and declare that they're not real. Now, I mean, as far as VG10 and stuff, I've never had one of these tested, so that would be very interesting. I'm not a big fan of wooden scales necessarily. I mean, I don't gravitate to them because I do like G10 roughy tufty scales, and I do love natural G10. How did you not make it in the die pot, dude? How did you survive? Okay, so I probably forgot I had him. I think I bought this one back in July, so it's been a while. But, you know, and I'm also, I mean, this may sound crazy, but I'm just not a instantaneous fan of Damascus because, well, you've seen all the Pakistani knives, right? And they're all Damascus, but it's like, what is that, a spring off of a 72 Ford truck or something, you know? I mean, you don't know what the hell it is in it. And if this is VG10, I might be convinced to believe that because I've tested the D2. So, okay, I mean, if it is, it is. And these are a little bit more expensive, but these are only rocking it up to about $37, $38, $39. So that's pretty damn inexpensive for VG10 and this crazy wood that is yet to be named. And in the box, I mean, you get a leather sheath, or I don't know. It doesn't really smell like leather. Maybe it's leatherette. I don't know. But I mean, you know, so you get a sheath, and it actually has a pocket clip on it. So I bet you can do it both ways. So their boxes are a little wider because they put these sheaths in here, just like this one here. And there's quite a variety of these wooden scaled Damascus VG10 blades, whether it's a VG10 core or they just say VG10. So, okay, so I just wanted to go through, I'm just going to go through some of these, and I have more actually. Somehow I've kind of rode off the rails on these. It's just like every time I go into Amazon and I see a different design, I pluck it because it's like a $25 shooter, and I'm going, I'm all about budget knives, and I'm always curious about that. Oh, plus I'll shoot you the link to their Instagram. This I saw just recently posted on their Instagram. What the hell? This hasn't come out yet, but it's soon to do so. That is really a rockin' ass design, isn't it? So I definitely got to get my hands on that. Okay, so this, like I was saying, this is the ST105. These are all ST something, right? So this is a 105. Yes, it's a whole $26.99 rockin' bucks. And this one says last purchase. Okay, so they're always tracking me. They're putting my name all over the damn place and everything. But last purchase, so I'm busted here. There's where I purchased it, right? And I just thought it was cool. Do you not? I mean, this one, and plus, you know I like bigger knives, so this sucker is a hoss. I mean, it's a hoss. And it's deep carry. Yeah, they don't have flat screws on there, no. And I don't know that I expect them to. And, of course, they're not number 8 body screws. And then, again, it's not $68, is it? You can get like a whole truckload of these for that. 3 3/4 inch blade, but down here at the back of that 12.4 inch, you know, so you're talking 95, 96 millimeter minimum length on that blade. And there's 8 3/4 overall at, you know, over 22 centimeters. Okay, so she's a pretty good size. And of course, I'm sure that backspacer's steel. So that probably adds a little bit. And you can see the liners they're not nested, you know. So they're pretty strong, pretty tough stuff. And as we go, let's just knock off some real quick things. You know, 15.8 millimeter, 0.62. Yeah, 0.61, 0.62. So that's a handful. 0.13, 3.3 millimeter blade stock. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so that's that one. Now, let's leave the blade open so I can see if I can cut myself. There you can go. You can get it in black, and you know, you can look on there whatever colors are offered. So this is the same knife. And so, I mean, here's the thing. There's no lanyard hole here, okay? Where do they got one with a lanyard hole up here? I mean, that's one's micarta too. But I mean, so if they don't have a lanyard hole, they just throw it on the pocket clip. I guess you can actually leave it there and you can pull it back out of your pocket that way. I've never attached a lanyard to a deep carry pocket clip, so I don't really see this as something I really like, but I mean, I just left it on there because just to let you know that comes in the box. So these, of course, the 105, right? And this one here, check this out. Okay, that's not a bad looking design overall. And this is the 225 Damascus VG10 core blade. Yeah, they did say core. Okay, it's only for men's camping, as you can see. Men's camping. $39.99. Men's camping only. And so it's kind of interesting. It's got that kind of file work backspacer. I mean, so it is what it is. I mean, it's decorative, isn't it? And so, oh, and as we go, maybe we ought to, come here, at least take a shot here. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's, yeah, okay. Okay, hold on. Let's try this one then. Wow, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, they're sharp. Okay, I was just want to kind of do a little test, you know, see if they have a pretty good edge out of the box. And there's your lockup on that. That's pretty light. But there's no blade play or lock rock. She's centered. The drop is a little guillotine-ish, actually. And, of course, there's no jimping here on this tab. And it's pretty much a light switch thing you can do here as well. But, you know, you're talking $39.99. You get the sheath and all that kind of stuff. And these, here's lockup on that. Now, that's 25 to 30%. Great drop. Contoured, you know, handles. You could tell they're grainy, grippy. Ergos. This is pretty straightforward here. So the ergos are pretty good. And you got a little front choil and like a little thumb ramp deal going on here. Quick over the detamp ball, drop. Nice little flow on the design. It disappears in there, and blade to handle length is adequate. Okay. Now this one is a Haas, and double Haas. And so, what is it? It's the 104. See, they don't have, I got to look over on my paperwork here because it doesn't say 104 anywhere on here, okay? But, I mean, it does on the box, but you start mixing these boxes up, you won't know what the hell you got. There's 104, okay? But the paperwork here says 104. And this is $24.99, okay? And I purchased that one July 21st. I must have been feeling Sitivienized on the in July, right? So that's what this is all about. Get yourself a $200 gift card. Okay. You know, hey, that's rocking, isn't it? And where does it say D2? Or does it? That's a good question. You know what? I had not noticed. It doesn't say, but it says here. Okay, so they just didn't put it on the blade. There is nothing on this blade. I mean, if you really hate billboarded blades, whew. And this does have a little discreet lanyard area, and it came with the lanyard already, you know, threaded through it and done. I mean, this is interesting too, this little area here. And you know what? Nah, of course, they don't give you a tool. Nah, hell with you. No, just a little piece of a microfiber cloth, which is, why bother? And on this one, I mean, just this. I mean, not even any print on the front of the box like you do here. You know what I'm saying? So, but this thing, whoo, Lord, this is a fat daddy. Ooh, 16.7. No, that can't be right. Oh my God. 0.63, 16.1 millimeter. Okay, what do we got for blade? Oh, about 4 millimeter blade stock, 0.15. Okay. Ooh, so it is. This one will fill your hand, and this one's big, and we skipped that wooden one, didn't we? So that's 4 inches down to the, that's really a 4-inch cutting edge, isn't it? Yikes, it's about 102 millimeter cutting edge. 8 3/4 at 22 centimeters all day long. So this one's a hoss. Check it out. Backspacer on it though, lanyard. Yeah, not much money either. So say goodbye. Here you go, buddy. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Whew, I think we ought to run through and weigh them at the very end just to kind of get an idea. This is way cool, and I have put this on my channel, I think, before. The 109. Okay. And she's real fine, my 109. Okay, so 109, $27.99. When did I buy this one? Oh, shit. Oh, it was the other one that I bought back in. Okay. So this is my Carta. And D2. This is the ST109. They actually have their model name on this one. But what do you think? I mean, this is... It almost feels like this is too loose, but it's not. Because it just drops like that. You know what I'm saying? It definitely bearings on there. There's no question about that. I have to look back at the video. I can't remember if I took this apart or not. But you got Omega springs and all that stuff here. So, and this is a fairly fat daddy too. But they do have some thinner, smaller stuff out there. 0.56 at 14.2. And let me see what we got. 3.2 millimeter blade, stock at 0.12. Okay. But it's not as big as some of those. Yeah, it's more like a 3.5-inch blade, and 8 3/8 overall at about 21.5 centimeters. So it's still, she's a full-size knife for sure. But liners, nah, they're not nested. They're out there in your face. Deep carry pocket clip. And right hand only on the deep carry pocket clip. Let me see if we got any of these that roll the other way. No, I don't see it. Just threw one on the ground. All right, we'll get back to it. Next. Yeah, this is not, you can't, I don't see any of these that are reversible, so wow. Okay, this is a liner lock here. And this is the ST106 micarta. And let me see what we got on the 106. Last purchase July, was that July 19th? I must have, woo, I was getting it, wasn't I? Okay, $27.99. And this is a liner lock. This is not a piston lock, axis lock type thing. But yeah, D2. Supposedly, right? And this one, I never did have the micarta tested that I can remember, but that is a nice drop. Centered, no blade play, no lock rock. There's your lockup on it. It's pretty mild. It's 20% maybe, you know, on that. But yeah, it feels pretty solid. Ambidextrous thumb stud, stonewash blade. Crazy too easy drop, you know what I'm saying? Woo. And it does have a lanyard hole, contoured micarta scales. I think you can get this in brown too, you know, that kind of thing. But I mean, really just, they don't do any Ganzos in micarta. They ought to think about doing that. You know, Ganzos are they're at $30 now. So this is actually below that. If you're a Prime member, then you're not paying shipping. But you got to pay tax, but that won't be much on this. And so next up, this is a fairly new one on their board, and it's the D2 model. It's the 121 D2 steel. This is for outdoor camping, hiking as well. I love that. $27.99. And there's your kind of, you can pause and read if you want. It is a ball bearing knife. Amazing. 59 to 61 Rockwell. They even talk about Rockwell. I mean, there's a lot of knives. Shit. They don't talk about it, shit. But, I mean, at least they're trying to pay attention to that. Hold on. Did we not get, we didn't get over that one. So, a little later on the D10 release there. See, that's still isn't over the wall. So it's got to go right there on you. You got to kind of get back a bit to drop this one. There it is. But wow, once it's over that, it drops pretty easy. Yeah, it's centered. Lockup's pretty thick on that one. That's 50% at least. This one's smaller. This one's got lanyard hole thing, no nested liners, right hand tip up only. I like the design though. I think you can get this in green. Be nice if you get it in a natural G10. That'd be good for throwing in the dye pot as well. And yeah, see, there's 3 1/4. Now you're getting a little bit smaller here at the 85 millimeter, and 3 1/2 to the back of that choil. Under 8 inches, 7.85 inches at 20 centimeters. Maybe a little thinner blade stock on this than the one that was 4 millimeters. Yeah, this is 3 at best, 2.6. And 15.3, so that's 6/10. They really made that a fatty considering how thin the blade stock, and it's a smaller knife, under 8 inches, but yet still it's a handful here. And where'd my slice sheet go? Heck with it. Get another one. Oh, there's the other one. Okay. All right. Yeah. Interesting. But the ergos, pretty straightforward here. Pretty straightforward. Design flow. Hold on, let's kick it down. That's good. Blade to handle length. Well, you got this coming up here, so you're dropping it. You're okay. You're okay. Nothing fancy with the hardware, but contoured G10. And pretty good grain on there, so grippy as that goes. I mean, I've taken apart a million knives and put them back together, and so when you get to a certain point, I mean, I think pretty much the hardware is very, very similar among most all the budget knives that I've had in my hands. I mean, it varies somewhat, but I mean, this is not unusual here. So, for no more than the cost, I can see that this should be a pretty good little bargain just as a carry user, and it's got style. It's got style. Okay, next. And that, buzzing back around to that, yeah, that was $27.99. Then we got this little one with ebony, and it says ebony wood, VG10 core blade, the ST221, and they want a rockin' $40 for it. Okay, so this is what this is. It's very lightweight, it's very small, it's kind of got that backspacer of steel that looks like file work, and this is ebony, supposedly, so that's what that's all about. Small blade, huh? And there she drops. Okay. Very, very small knife. Wow, is that a little over 2-inch blade, maybe? Yeah, 2.5 to the back of that choil, not even that much. 2 3/8 to the bolster at 62 millimeters maybe, and yeah, 5, not quite 5 3/4 inch overall length at 14.5 centimeters. So let's kick this. But she's a fatty though, 0.58 at 14.7 millimeters. It's not real slender. It's contoured, but 2.6 millimeter blade stock, 0.1. Give me this. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's surprisingly sharp. I didn't think it would quite going to be that sharp, but okay. Let's get the shavings off here. And so, of course, it comes with the leather pouch as well. But, I mean, it does come with a leather lanyard. But no, you know, as you see, no pocket clip on this one particularly. But, I mean, it's this thing is so minute. It's almost really a keychain knife. And let me see, we're getting down to the one that I threw on the floor here. But let's get to this one. And this one, surprise, behind door number, whatever it is, 107. This is the 107. Yeah, you can get this in a natural G10 as well. So if you like the Tanto Shuffle, this may be for you. And now they got the model name on it. Back to doing that, the D2. On here, liner lock, here's your lockup, 25%, I guess. No nested liners. Have we seen nested liners yet? No, I'm looking back through these. No. Okay. Not on any of them, but, I mean, it looks like they have skeletonized some into the liners and contoured G10 here. Deep carry pocket clip, and of course they stick the lanyard there because they don't have a lanyard hole. They do have a striking tip back here, don't they? This kind of looks a little bit on the more tactical self-defense side. And it's $24.99. Okay. So natural G10, kind of cool that way. Do that, but it's the 107. And that is also, surprise, surprise, for camping and hiking, by the way. So let's see if the camping, hiking special will cut paper. Okay. Okay, it'll cut paper. So, a little bit more aggressive looking. Very stonewashed, huh? Let's see. Are we centered? Yes, we are. We're centered. Blade plate, lock rock. Nope, none of that shenanigans. Where are we dropping at? It's pretty quick over that D-tamp ball. You can see that. It's over. Right there. Yeah, it's already over. Okay. So when I get done picking that one up off the floor and looking at that, then I guess we'll just pick one and take it apart. And that'll give you kind of the basics of what's inside. And of course you wanted to see this one. Check that out. Let's say you live in a quasi-communist country, one that won't let you have a good knife, but it has to be a two-handed knife. And I love to give them a hard time. Okay, so there's your lockup. That's 25-30%. But it's a liner lock, contoured G10 handle. Nicely done. There's your lanyard hole. Oh, we got traction here. This seems almost a little bit more maybe sophisticated in a way. Let me see if I can, yeah, I can kick it out like that. Isn't that strange? Now, I know this has got to be washers, right? Check it out. But they're bronze. See in there? Huh. So they're spending the real money on that. It's centered. No, the liners are not nested. Are they? Oh, they aren't skeletonized on this one either. But how about that? You know, it really, at first I thought maybe this was a slip joint, but it's not. It's a liner lock. Uh, Really kind of neat looking blade. Nail nick on this one side here. Still right hand tip up only. Nothing about the pocket clip just jumps out and impresses me too much. That's for sure. But it is $27.99. $27.99. Now, is this for camping and hunting? Yes, it is. It's camping and hunting as well. I don't know if it comes in different colors. It just says black here, and I don't know that there are other colors available. But so affordable. Really interesting about Sitivien is that they're coming out with just so many different designs. So it might be something to watch going forward. I mean, they're easy to obtain if you live in the US. Amazon, boom, they're at your door. They're very inexpensive. They seem pretty reasonable as far as fit and finish and overall, you know, manufacturing quality in that respect. The heat treat, don't know. Rockwell, don't know. At least they talk about it. At least they talk about steels as well. So, I mean, that's encouraging. And you know what? I don't have a nail nick over there. I can still reverse finger flick that out. Huh, okay. But this is kind of way cool, isn't it? Pocket clip at least is there. So, but it looks very traditional. I'm thinking, huh. Okay, get it out of here. Now let's just take one of these apart and see what we got. All right, got the rag down, okay, so we've got entrance into the front, the presentation. The backside is not. That's kind of unusual, isn't it? So we got to take this apart from the front. Oh, well, that's not difficult. Okay, let's take a look inside. Okay, looks like a round pivot, so it's not exactly like squared off or any of that. Let's see if the rest of this hardware comes off without a hitch, so to speak, right? I mean, that's kind of it's also kind of a tail of the tape there. And that just broke loose really easy. So those look the same length if I can get a hold of it. Okay. And what am I doing? Come here. Oop. We're breaking it loose. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay, so there's the natural G10 scale. Presentation side. Okay, now we're doing weird things here. Let me see. Before we try and cut ourselves all to hell. Okay. Okay, now we threw everything apart. Okay, but it's these things here that were keeping that liner on like a woo. Yeah, interesting though. What are they, brass? Interesting. Okay, hold on. Now, no ceramics. Okay. I mean, that's not, a gigantic deal. And here's the blade. Looks pretty clean, actually. Let me see. Here's the lock bar area. No ceramic detamp ball, but it's a detamp ball. And, okay, so I can push this through. Not that I'm going to accomplish anything by doing it. There's your blade stop and the rest. And of course, these are, partially skeletonized for weight relieving, but they're, what are they, 1.4 millimeter? What are they? 0.06, 1.7. Okay. There. That's pretty thick stuff. Okay. You can see kind of how it's done along here to smooth this, you know. But okay, well, it's okay here too. It's not bad. Okay. Wow. But it's a little heavier than, or thicker than the ones I've been measuring recently, actually. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, I mean, it'd be a little bit more weight, that's for sure. All right, I guess, you know, and this is not the way I usually do it, but I guess I'm going to build it back from the back. And you know what? I don't think that backspacer is going to be real easy to take off. I think you're going to have to take the other screws out of here, and to cut that loose, that's pressed on there, and that's why that liner didn't really want to come off too well either. Let's put bearings down, and I face them that way, but I don't think it makes any difference. And put the blade on here. We already got the stop. Compress the liner down. Come on. Okay. Now let's put another set of bearings on here and juice it up. But I mean, you know, as far as materials go, are we way off on, you know, whatever? No, not really. It looks pretty standard fare to me. Okay, so we got all that pressed on. That looks fine. And here's this. I would think you'd have maybe a little bit more crudeness because of the pricing. It's like they couldn't pay as much attention to all the fit and finish detail, but I'm not feeling that. Okay, because you know, when I mess with knives that are in the $40-something range, whatever, they're not far off of what this is. And that's centered. Oh, well, we got number 6s, don't we? Let's put you right in here. Okay. Okay, yeah, it looked like it was at an odd angle, but it's not. It's just the contour of the scales was throwing my perception off there. And we're good. So take a look around. I mean, there's no sharp edges here. This is nicely rounded off. You know, the scales look nicely done. You know, the blade is stone washed, so that's smooth and not edgy. The detent seems appropriate. The action's nice. Okay. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, and then it's up to, you know, your own experience as a consumer. You know, is it holding up? Is the edge falling apart on you? Is, you know, that kind of thing? I don't know. You know, I don't have enough experience as a user with them to really give you any kind of report, and I don't have Rockwell, and of course I wasn't standing there when they did the heat treat either. So, but I mean, a lot can be forgiven if it's just a user knife that you can strop up every week or so when you use it and go again for no more money than that. It's you haven't really been led down the path too far, have you? So, okay. Interesting, though. Some interesting designs, that's for sure. So let's do let's do the parade of taking these things and at least putting a weight to them. And there we go, 4.77. And this, of course, was the ST105. That's a big, huge knife. That's not bad, actually. I was kind of surprised. 135 grams, okay? Not bad, okay? And, of course, this is the other ST105, so we don't care about that. And so the Damascus here is next up, right? Now, this Damascus, of course, is model number ST225. Where are we with that? We're at 80 grams. And we're at 2.8 ounces, okay? That's this one here. All right? And I don't think we ever did a measure, so if you were interested in that, yeah, it's 3.6-inch blade, and that's 8 inches overall, okay? And what did we say? You know, 2.8, it's under 3 ounces. So it's definitely a full-size knife. Okay, next. Of course, this is the fat old, woo, that's a fat boy right there, ST104, yeah. And that is, she's a hoss, big old hoss. And, wow, 4.8, you'd think my scale's broken. That's still under 5 ounces, okay. 138 grams, okay. Kind of surprised. Okay. Next. Let's try not to cut myself in the process. The 109. This is the one with the axis lock type of mechanism. 122 grams. That's not going to be that heavy then. 4.3 ounces. Okay. How about our little Slippy? Well, it's not a Slippy. It's a liner lock. It just seems so much like a traditional to me. Okay, 3.2 ounces, 93 grams. Okay. Next, the vicious looking Tanto, which is the 107. This one right here. 123 grams. So what do we got for ounces? 4.3. Okay. Could be worse. And then, of course, tiny here, which is pretty much a keychain type knife, is the ST221. Yeah, 2.5 ounces. But it's such a fat handle, 72 grams. But this thing is so, woo. And then, of course, you got steel all through here, and definitely not nested liners, so that's interesting. Next. And this is the ST121. And this is kind of way cool. Actually, I wished it would have been a little bit bigger. If this would have been 9 inches overall, and I could get this in a natural G10, and because it does have a nice lanyard hole and everything, I think I'd be all over that. Plus, look at this. Surround is kind of nice. Okay. 120 grams. 4.2 ounces. Not shabby. And last but certainly not least, this one's a good one. This one's the ST106. It's a liner lock, but it's just a great looking design, isn't it? ST106, what do we got from you? 4.6 ounces and 130 grams. Yeah. So, pretty respectable there. And hell of a drop. Hell of a drop. All right. What do you think? All different sizes, all different weights, all different materials. Interesting bunch of knives. There's some new models that have come out recently I'm going to get my hands on. New designs that are original and kind of intriguing too. So I'll try and keep up a little bit on that here and there as the months go by. Sitivien may be something to think about, especially if you like to, get into that contest of what's the least expensive knife with the best, you know, with the best build quality, most usable, best value for the dollar. I think this is a contender here. Take care, my friends. We do love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.